Welcome to the final module in this series designed to help you enrich and maximize your Mandela Washington Fellowship experience in the United States. This module will introduce you to the Common Leadership curriculum that will be an important part of the agenda at each institute regardless of track. During this 30-minute module, we will discuss a brief overview of the Common Leadership curriculum, the concept of strengths-based leadership, and your personal core values and how they impact your leadership. Before you continue with the module, please make sure you have a piece of paper and a pen available because you will need to take some notes during 2 exercises. The Common Leadership curriculum will be an important component of your institute, whether you're in the business, civic engagement, or public management track. The Common Leadership curriculum, or CLC, provides a common leadership experience so that all fellows have a shared language and a foundational knowledge to build upon as you return home. It's based on feedback from alumni about the types of skills they use the most, and uses active learning methods to give you practical tools you can apply regardless of your professional sector or level of experience. The Common Leadership curriculum includes 3 components. The first is this introductory pre-departure online module you're completing now. The second component will be institute sessions. These sessions are the primary part of the curriculum and will be implemented by all institutes. You will work through levels of leadership, starting from the perspective of self and moving through broader work in your home communities and across your networks. Your institute will also schedule additional leadership sessions based on their unique resources to provide complementary perspectives. Please note that the schedule of the sessions will follow one of 2 models, but the content will be the same across all institutes. You will receive more information about the model you will follow when you receive materials from your institute. As the third component, the Leadership Development and Action Plan, the LDAP, is designed to complement your work during the dedicated leadership sessions and to link leadership concepts with the non-academic aspects of programming. This workbook will include exercises and resources to guide you to set short-term goals and will help you implement those goals as part of your 3-month action plan when you return home. For the purpose of the Fellowship Common Leadership curriculum, we will be using a strengths-based approach developed by Gallup. Decades of leadership research shows that effective leaders started their paths to great leadership by first working to deepen their understanding of the strengths they bring to a situation. It is essential for leaders to know who they are and what talents, skills, knowledge, and experiences form their strengths as a leader. A core element of the strengths-based leadership approach is the Gallup Strengths Assessment, which you will complete when you arrive at your institute. The assessment results will be shared with you and leadership staff, who will help you explore and further build on your strengths during the Common Leadership curriculum sessions. As you get ready to embark on this leadership experience, keep in mind 3 key principles from Gallup's strengths-based leadership approach. Number 1, the most effective leaders invest in strengths. This investment increases the level of engagement by all involved, resulting in true gains for the organization or project, while also amplifying the well-being of individuals. Number 2, the most effective leaders surround themselves with the right people and then maximize the composition of their team. Although the best leaders may not be well-rounded themselves, the best teams are well represented across the 4 key leadership domains: executing, influencing, relationship building, and strategic thinking. And number 3, the most effective leaders understand other people's needs. People get involved and follow leaders for very specific reasons, and the best leaders are well aware of and respond to those core needs. These 3 key principles will be explored as part of the Common Leadership curriculum sessions at your institute this summer. Your institute will include 5 leadership sessions that delve further in the following themes: setting the foundation for your leadership development, understanding your strengths and the strengths-based approach to leadership and organizations, and putting it all together, Leading with Purpose and Strength. As you work through these sessions, keep in mind that leadership is often characterized by position and authority. We want to dispel the notion that leadership has to be positional or assigned. Leadership is a practice, an attitude, and mindset that can be strengthened over time through critical reflection and feedback. Over the course of the Common Leadership curriculum, we will offer a guiding perspective to leadership and not a single specific definition. Your leadership journey will, of course, extend beyond your time in the United States. As noted, your Leadership Development and Action Plan workbook will include exercises, reflections, and prompts in addition to other resources that will be relevant to your continued growth. What defines a leader? You can be the first. Take, for example, a 2017 fellow from Ghana who launched the first video game design company on the African continent and continues to push the frontiers of the industry. In 2019, he published a comic book whose female heroine has cerebral palsy. You can take the initiative and make it happen. Despite Uganda's cultural norms around gender and occupation, a 2015 fellow took the initiative to create an education campaign that is training the country's first female mechanics. You can start small. Simple can be profound. Consider a 2018 fellow from Zimbabwe who used his interest in linguistics to start translating constitutional documents into tribal languages, which gave citizens access to information about their rights and privileges that had not been previously available. Each of the individuals highlighted on the previous slide began with an idea that came from their passion, talent, and strengths. They were not relying on titles, hierarchy, or resources when they launched their initiatives. They may not have considered themselves to be leaders at the time, but they were fully engaged in their leadership capacity. We are often pushed to take a closer look at our values and strengths, especially when we are working on projects we are passionate about. Another invitation to look at our talents and strengths is when we find ourselves in situations of challenge or discomfort. Equally, we can consider experiences that have profoundly moved us, or when we deeply feel the impact we have on and with others. This type of reflection can begin to point us towards some of the strengths and values we hold in our leadership practice. Please have your pen and paper ready for this exercise. Think of a time when, in your opinion, you worked with a person or a group in such a way that you know it made a difference to them, and you felt profoundly moved or affected by the experience. First, write down a one-sentence description of that time. Now, think about the example you wrote down and take a few minutes to summarize 3 things that made this experience stand out for you. Concentrate on how you felt about the experience and how you know you were working at your best. Finally, take about a minute and write down the 3 to 4 words that best describe the character, that is, the tone, quality, personality, nature, etc., of this experience. Please keep these notes and bring them to your institute. We will reflect back on them as you learn more about your strengths during the institute sessions. As you progress through the Common Leadership curriculum and in other programming during your institute, you will spend time talking about the link between values and leadership styles. Let's take some time to talk about core values more broadly and to reflect on your own personal core values. In addition to considering some of the ways that you already demonstrate leadership and positive impact on others, We also want you to begin considering your core values. These are aspects of our individual ways of believing, doing, and engaging with others. They will differ from person to person, but they describe who we are and how we operate. So they are inherent to who you are as a person, they reflect what you want to be known for, and they represent what you are not willing to compromise for convenience or short-term gain. Thinking about your personal values in the context of leadership skills development can be helpful because good leaders typically adhere to their personal values and inspire their team to do the same. Core values inform our mindset and our approach in what we do personally and professionally, and they also serve as a foundation for our personal leadership vision. You will be guided through steps to create your leadership vision during the Common Leadership Curriculum programming. However, it's important that you start considering your core values now so that you're ready to engage in that process at your institute. Please make sure you have your pen and paper ready to complete this exercise. Here is a list of personal values. This list does not include all possible personal values, but includes many that are likely important to you. First, take about a minute to read through the list quickly and write down any values that are very important to you that are not included. Second, make two columns on your paper, non-negotiable and negotiable. Non-negotiable values are key to how you define yourself. The negotiable values are still important to you, but they are less central to how you define yourself and to how you would describe your beliefs to others. Next, read through the full list again and take a couple of minutes to write each value in one of those two categories. Make sure to include any of the values that you added. There are no right or wrong answers, and there is not a specific number that should be in each category. Now, take a minute to pick your top 5 from the values you listed as non-negotiable and mark them in some way. You can use a check mark, circle them, or underline them. Remember, there are no right or wrong answers. Finally, select one of your top 5 core values and reflect a bit more on it. Take several minutes and write down your answers to these 2 questions. Why is this personal core value important to me? And how does it show up in my work? Please keep your answers to these questions, along with your notes from the previous exercise, and bring them with you to your institute. You will refer back to them and build on this information in your leadership development and action plan this summer. Leadership is fluid. It is a set of skills that need to be learned and practiced. We encourage you to think about your own leadership development as a lifelong process rather than a fixed target. Take a moment to watch this short video.
The monkey business illusion. Count how many times the players wearing white pass the ball. The correct answer is 16 passes. Did you spot the gorilla? For people who haven't seen or heard about a video like this before, about half miss the gorilla. If you knew about the gorilla, you probably saw it, but did you notice the curtain changing color or the player on the black team leaving the game? Let's rewind and watch it again. Here comes the gorilla, and there goes a player, and the curtain is changing from red to gold. When you're looking for a gorilla, you often miss other unexpected events. And that's the monkey business illusion. Learn more about this illusion and the original gorilla experiment at theinvisiblegorilla.com.
How many of the changes in the illusion did you see on the first watch? On the second watch, was your perspective widened with the knowledge that you might have missed something the first time around? As with the monkey business illusion, we believe an open mind will serve you well as you embark on your Mandela Washington Fellowship. Leadership development is a continuous learning process. It requires humility to give you space for growth. It's important to remember that you might see something immediately that others may initially miss, or someone else might already know something that may be new to you. We encourage you to acknowledge that you don't know everything. Neither do your peers. There is likely to be some content we explore that you have encountered before, but a second watch of content you know may open your eyes to new ways of seeing, thinking, or doing. That said, we're confident that the leadership journey that lies ahead of you will also include unexpected turns and new perspectives. As we said earlier, good leaders use their core values in both their work and personal lives, and they encourage their teams to do the same. As you continue to develop your leadership capacity, we hope the Mandela Washington Fellowship will play a role in helping you to carefully consider your strengths as a leader, to reflect on the effectiveness of your leadership style across situations and contexts, to support your intentional leadership development, and to enhance your ability to positively influence others. We are excited to welcome you to the United States, and your Institute staff are looking forward to engaging with you. Please come ready to learn and to be present during your Institute. We hope that the Common Leadership curriculum will offer a different perspective than the idea of deficit management and comparison that is common, and help you consider acknowledgement and collaboration instead. Remember, as leaders, we all bring something. We also all have more to learn. We are all students, and we are all teachers. Finally, let's briefly cover the assignments that we need you to complete before moving forward in your fellowship preparations. Please take the Module 5 quiz to confirm that you have completed this webinar. During your Institute, you'll refer back to the concepts we have just reviewed and will incorporate some of your answers into your leadership development and action plan. So please keep your notes from the Defining Leadership and Core Values exercises and bring them with you. Thank you again for joining us for this module. We hope you found this information useful and encourage you to reach out with any questions.